Ladies and gents, welcome in to match 2 here on the Players Own channel. And we've got another host nation, Canada, taking on Bosnia and Herzegovina today. A very, very intriguing matchup from Group B. And we've got the two teams out there in the centre circle. It's almost time for the national anthem, starting with Bosnia and Herzegovina. Here we go, the Bosnian national anthem. Big expectation for them in this tournament. Big chance to be the ones to cause all sorts of upsets in this group here as well. It is time now for the host nation, Canada, and their national anthem. Gee, look at the names in this squad here. There we go. A rounding rendition of the Canadian national anthem. And we are ready to go here in Toronto for the opener for one of our three hosts in Canada. The US will have their crack at it later today, but this crowd in Toronto is absolutely up for this one here. Let's get into the starting lineups. We'll start with the host Canada. In goal, it is Maxime Crepau, Richie Larry, Derek Cornelius, Luke DeForjolis, and Alistair Johnson. The back four, Liam Miller from Hull City, Ismail Kone, Stefan Estaquio, and Tayon Buchanan as the midfield four. And then up top, Jonathan David and Tani Oluwasi. No space for Jonathan David in the starting 11. And the goal of the Villarreal man, Tani Oluwasi up top. And then for Bosnia and Herzegovina, this is the big news in terms of the starting 11. Nikola Vasil in goal. Sej Kolasinac with Tarek Murevic, with Nikola Katic, Amar Dedic at the back, Amar Memic, Benjamin Tahirovic, Ivan Basic, and Bajak Tevic. And then up top, Demirovic and Lukic. That means no space for Edin Dzeko in the starting 11. That is a big news from these two sides in this game here. The 40-year-old, the third oldest player at the FIFA World Cup finals this year. But no space from the starting 11. Is it a knock? Is it fitness-based? Is it conditions-based? We'll have to wait and see. But I expect him to come off the bench probably at half-time if things aren't going the way of Bosnia and Herzegovina, who are the villains, I guess you can say, in the qualifying stages, knocking out Wales and Italy on penalties to get here to this FIFA World Cup finals. Have a look at the officials here. Got the the Argentinians out there and the Saudi Arabians as the fourth officials. An Argentinian VAR referee. Very, very interesting matchup here in Group B. Qatar and Switzerland are the two teams in this group. They'll play tomorrow. Undoubtedly the strongest team being Switzerland, but these two teams will fancy themselves the second best team in this group, with Qatar arguably by far the weakness in the group. You talk about the bench for Canada. There's danger on there. Alphonso Davies, Ali Ahmed, who I previewed before the tournament started as one of the most dangerous players for this side. Kyle Ladin as well, also a dangerous player, number 9, who could come off the bench, I think, if things hit the fan early. For the Bosnian bench, you got Gigovic on the bench. Arjan Malic as well. Obviously, Edin Dzeko and Tabakovic as well. But a lot of eyes on Edin Dzeko, who's sitting on the bench right now to wait and see whether he gets to start. Nathan, I've seen the comment this time. I'm locked into the comments, guys. Let me know where you're watching around the world. It'll be Australia here at home. It is 3:02 here on the west. It'll be 5 over there on the east coast here in Australia. But right now, in Toronto, we are ticking over 2 minutes past 2 there. And approaching 2 minutes past 8 in London, 2 minutes past 9 in Paris. But the world is here watching these guys go at it. Toronto Stadium looks fantastic. And the cut down is on. So then Canada gets kicked off in their red strip from right to left. Yet to pick up a point at the FIFA World Cup finals in 6 games. They'll look to try and change that as they host their first game on home soil. A lot of expectation for the hosts. They face off against Bosnia Herzegovina. As I said, have been the villains so far, the FIFA World Cup qualifiers, beating Wales and Italy in the UEFA playoff on penalties today. They're playing in their white strip. They're kicking from left to right in the first half. Miller's long throw. Haven't got rid of it. It's put behind in the end. Muharevic, the Sassuolo centre-half, is probably their best player in the park, with Edin Dzeko on the bench. It's the first corner inside of a minute for Canada. And it's Stakio to go and take it. Referee letting everyone know, no grappling in there, please. So the Canadian skipper, there'll be a right-footed in-swinging ball. It's a low-driven one. Again, not really dealt with. It's a long clearance. Crepeau, Ismail Kone. He'll be fantastic in this matchup. The other Sassuolo man in midfield. A lot of Serie A talent on this pitch, including Sead Kolasinac, who's been collected there. To the discontent of the strong Canadian contingent here in Toronto. And we know what's going to happen from this set piece here. They're going to whip this ball in, a high and long ball in. There's Jesse Marsh, the American adopted as a Canadian for this tournament. Set piece time for Bosnia. Kolasinac in, back post, headed into a dangerous area. There it is! Oh, massive chance. There was Memic there, making that late run into the box, and coming on at the end of that ball on the edge of the area, just couldn't keep his shot down. Similar to what Bosnia was doing down the other end. Unable to deal with that ball in the box. Got to get rid early. Kind of work away. Long switch to Tejon Buchanan, who, mustn't we forget, had a blistering start to life at Villarreal earlier last season. 2 goals and 1 assist inside of 3 matches for him. Took the league by storm early on. Ball cuts in. Looking for Liam Miller there at the back stick. And Bosnia can get rid. It's been a good tempo, this one. Similar to yesterday's game where it's back and forth in the opening moments. No one really getting settled just yet. The noise out here in Toronto, loud. That's got to be a foul. Oh, gee. Not given by the referee. Thought Lukic was brought to ground there, but the referee said nothing in that. Mitch brought down. By Liam Miller, who recently got promoted with Hull City back to the Premier League. Made a substitute appearance in that Championship playoff final. Got more defending to do here. Basic goes short from the set play. Basic's ball in. First contact. There from Lukic, but unable to cause problems for Krapau and go. There is Sergej Balvarez, the Bosnia Herzegovinian manager. There is some expectations with this team. The teams are already knocked out to get here. Why can't they cause more problems for the hosts, Switzerland and Qatar? It's a very gettable group. Mudamanovic back to the keeper. And Vasil, the man from St. Pauli, goes along. Kolasinac. That's a great ball in behind, looking for Lukic. Oh, shouldered away. Fujarol there, making the defensive action. So 5 minutes in, we've had the ball flying up and down the pitch. Not much of a midfield battle. Teams yet to really get their foot the football just yet. An up-tempo start. Dadic's throw. The return from Basic, but unable to get away from the pressure of Liam Miller. Oh, I think it's going to be a great watch in this one here, up and down that left-hand side. Lofted ball in, dealt with in the end by Ladea. Ante Kolasinac once again, one of the more dangerous and deadly players on the football. The Atalanta fullback. There's Malcone. Ball around the corner. Oh, Lassie bundled over. The referee says no foul. Haven't seen much of Canada on the football yet. They've sort of been happy to go long and play to the flanks. They're a side that loves to press. That's Jesse Marsh's MO. Energy, intensity, in and out of feet. Sometimes that means you don't play on the football as much and you fade in and out of games. More challenges flying in. Still long. See, disappointing end to his season with St. Pauli going down in the Bundesliga. Want to make up for it here with Bosnia Herzegovina and potentially play well enough to get himself a move to stay in the German top flight. Is Dejan Buchanan wriggling away from, say, Kolasinac, but doing so and getting out of play. Great work from the former Arsenal, Atalanta veteran. It's going to be a throw. Murmanovic around the corner. Flick on that. Demirovic wants to go chase down. And plays it off Johnston, the Scottish champion with Celtic. Only a couple of weeks ago in such dramatic fashion. The way they won that final day was just crazy. If you were here in the channel, we were there for it. Absolutely mental. Good tempo to start of this one. Here is Miller. Throw will be taken now by Ladia on the left-hand side here for Canada. Approaching the 10-minute mark. No attempts on goal to the of note just yet. Canada into this game on an 8-game unbeaten run. Same as their opposition, Bosnia Herzegovina. Canada's last loss coming to Australia in a friendly. That loss only single disappointment in the last 13 matches they've played. It's been a great build-up for Jesse Marsh's side. Estakio. That's a great ping to find Liam Miller on his left-hand side. Him and Dedic will be going toe-to-toe all day long, you expect. Two talented wide players for both these two sides. Here's Ismail Kono. Sparkling form this season for Sassuolo. Such a combative type, capable on the football, can play through problems and able to go in and win that football. Win it well. That's a poor giveaway. And that's got to be a yellow card you have to expect. Johnston has to reach and claw and brought the player to ground. He was cynical, but he had to be done because Bosnia were away on the counter-attack. Oluwasi giving the ball away. And I saw yesterday the amount of red cards given in the opening match. These referees aren't going to be afraid to give a straight red. And it is Alistair Johnson in the book. Yellow card confirmed. That's a proper Scottish challenger if you've ever seen it. Celtic champion. Maybe just getting some attention here. It's been absolutely collected through there. The left wide man. He's going to be on a tightrope for the rest of this matchup here. So Basic over this free kick. Murmanovic, Lukic, Demirovic all the targets. It's off Lukic again, but failed to have any sort of danger for the goalkeeper. Another turnover. Here come Bosnia Herzegovina. Dedic. broken up from the Canadians there. Going to be interesting how Bajak Tadovic fares in this game here. Young player playing straight in the Dutch division. They're caught out there. Referees are on anything. Creeping in for the throw, taking too long on the throw. Grappling in the box pre-corner kicks. It's been a much better officiated start compared to what we saw domestically. In particular in the Premier League last season, it was just an absolute joke. This game, similar to yesterday's, despite the crazy high-paced tempo, slows down at the quarter of an hour mark. Fast throw. You go Canada. Oh. All I would say was there, but dealt with in the end. Demirovic getting back. Turnover, quick throw. David sees the space. Makes a strong run into the box, but the cutback unable to find his strike partner. Second Canadian corner of the game. 15th minute mark. Such a seesawing contest so far. Momentum swinging both sides away. Another short corner. That's the cue. Ball in dealt with. And the referee's got in the way of that Demirovic pass. The man in green today. Couldn't escape the football. He tried. Back underway with Ivanovic there on the football. Oh, gee, taking it down there is going to be a rogue idea. Well, Cornelius did so. And Hayes Malcone can take ground and feed the ball in. For USA. Oh, ball across the box, just out of the reach of Jonathan David. It'll be roped back in by Taylor Buchanan. Kone again. Darting ball in. Broken up there by the Bosnian back line. Worrying signs once again. This Bosnian side that contains a few Serie A players. They need to know what Ismail Kone is all about. He can pick the ball up and pick apart a back line in seconds, it feels like. Ladia, Miller keeping touch tight to the bar line. Ladia. Miller again. Chops back in. Oh. Buchanan unable to get in the end of that. Stood up across the back post. Here's Alistair Johnston. Whipped in ball. No contact. That's a chance. Oh. And it fell the way of Jonathan David. If anyone wearing red you'd trust in front of goal, it'd be Juventus centre forward. And he's failed to find the back of the net. Straight at the keeper, Vasil. Disappointing finish. 8 goals and 5 assists this season. 39 international goals for Team Canada. Massive opportunity missed early on here. Although Rue, that first goal in this game could be massive in terms of how the game tracks. Kone away from trouble and then brought down. That should be a yellow card for kicking the ball away by Basic, but he's gotten away with it on there. Just didn't strike it well, did he, Jonathan David? Scuffed effort. Jesse Marsh can't believe it. Floated ball in the middle direction. Can't keep that in play though. It's going to be a Dedic throw. So Vasil caught into action first of both keepers. Unsurprisingly, it's a Jonathan David effort on goal. Dedic's throw. Looking for Lukic, and he's crowded out by 3 in red. Great pressing from Dedic. So on Dedic, but Lee Miller can't win the throw. Bosnian fans looking tense. They're a team that's going to play physical. They're going to play hard to beat. Not the most flowing side of the final third, but when they get those chances, some of the most deadly and clinical centre forwards in world football. Cornelius running out of green grass, but somehow kept it in play. Estakio, Miller. Estakio turns away from trouble. That ball from Jonathan David to his strike partner, almost perfect. Referees did a play. That Muranovic in the way. And that's a poor challenge in the end by Estakio. And Bajak brought down. Canadian skipper, not afraid to put a challenge in. And he knows there's a chance there. That was the high press that we talk about. That's what the Canadians do. Look, you've got a very physical side in Bosnia Herzegovina, and then you've got the high pressing and energetic Canada. You're going to see challenges flying all day long. I think the referee's adjusted to that because he's tried his best to keep the cards in his pocket. So far, with challenges flying in. Dedic got out of trouble there very, very well. Basic's ball in behind. Bajak there getting in behind. I thought he was bundled over. What happened here? Wins the ball. And just takes him out in the process. So that'll be a corner kick. Youngest player out there by some distance for Bosnia Herzegovina is Bajak. Ball in. It's going to go in! And Bosnia open the scoring! And it's a Lukic, it is. Bosnian bonanza here in Toronto. And they're doing it on the global stage. Look at the fans. And this miracle fairy tale story continues for Bosnia and Herzegovina. They've been on the back foot for the last few moments. But a set piece for this massive side proves pivotal. Its initial flick on by Sad Kolasinac to the near post. And then the centre forward, Lukic, is starting ahead of Edin Dzeko of all players. What a decision by the manager, Barbarez now. He's opened the scoring. It's a Bosnian party here in Toronto. And they take the lead in hostile territory. What a start for the Bosnia Herzegovinian side. Look, there's tears for the Bosnian fans. That is what it means to this nation that continues to punch above its weight. What a start for Bosnia. One to the good. It's Jovo Lukic, 18 goals for his domestic side. Didn't appear in any World Cup qualifier, but starting today. Talk about making the most of your moment. He's done that there. And that's on the stroke of the hydration break. What a time to score for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Wow. Let's have a quick hydration break stats check. Just did not see that coming with the way the game was flowing. They've had 43% possession in Bosnia. That's the way they like to play. But they've created a .81 XG. The big chance, obviously, they're found in the back of the net, but 5 shots on goal. They only passed the ball 68 times compared to Canada's 89. Canada have made 5 challenges to Bosnia's 2. They've only had 1 shot on goal, but the big chance falling the way of Jonathan David, creating the .27 XG. But so far, Jovo Lukic is the man. And what a start for Bosnia and Herzegovina. I just thought the game was starting to flow the way of the Canadians, in particular at home. But they made it stick. At a key time as well. And if you don't know Jovo Lukic's name, now you do. Goal on the global stage. And took it beautifully. It's a question now of how Canada respond in this one. Because they've got some talent. They've started to build into this game. They play with an intensity that's just irresistible to watch. How can they fight back in this game here, find a way back into the game and compete with the physicality that Bosnia and Herzegovina have? Still not a fan of these hydration breaks at all. Talk about taking the sting out of a game. It's been a great watch so far. 2 teams that play unmistakably their way. It's Canada. It's all about the front foot. It's all about pressing hard the pitch, keeping the high line, defending with a high line. And then for Bosnia, it's all about physicality, set pieces, throwing your body around, being clinical in front of goal. And as such, we're going to get a real back and forth matchup here. Finally back from the drinks break interval. And that start of Canada not picking up a single point, the World Cup finals might continue into a 7th game. They've conceded first in 6 of the 7 games which have featured in the World Cup finals. They were very competitive last tournament, but 1986, 2022, and now 2026. It could be an ugly stat that keeps rearing its head. That's it. That's still only been tested once by that Jonathan David scuff effort inside the box. And as I said, they could rue that missed opportunity, and they have now. Because I think the team that went up 1-0 would have a real stranglehold of this game in terms of how it's played. Hadea. Baracevic wins that throw to the bemusement of Jesse Marsh. The ball's bounced off our goal scorer, Lukic. Jovo Lukic, the man. And he's the point of difference so far in this matchup. What do I say? On the way of Johnston now. Alistair Johnston, the only player on the yellow card so far. Celtic right back. Into Teon Buchanan. The ever crafty winger. Will be a point of difference for Canada in games in this group. Especially against the top side in Switzerland. They have to play later on in the group stage. They want to take that free kick quickly, but the referee said, Esther Kiel, you can take that one again, my friend. The man that's used to the top European leagues. Ball in. It's not fully dealt with again. Miller. David. Body in the way. Johnston. Kolasinac away. Some rear guard action here for Bosnia. Vujanovic in the way there, and he's a bit worse for wear. Not happy with the referee. He thought he was Elbow there by Tayon Buchanan. He's had a feisty start to this matchup. I don't think conceding the first goal would have helped his mood by any means. Corner kick, won by Buchanan for Canada. So then, another chance for Estakio to whip something into danger and of note. Cornelius and Fougerolles up for this one here. Outswinger in the Cornelius direction. It's fallen the way of Miller. Now David. Shot blocked by Mirovanovic. And that's a lazy challenge by the Sassuolo man. Just shoving the Juventus centre forward in the back. So this is a dangerous spot for a set piece. A free chance to set a ball up. Stand a ball up to the back post. Get those runners in. Vasil's going to have to be very alert here. So Estakio. Short. Kone. Blocked. Larea. Well, this touch was fabulous considering how quickly the ball was pinged into his feet. Smart ball into Alistair Johnson. Ball that's dealt with by Mirovanovic. Bosnia thought won the counter-attack, but Dehidovic went to ground too easily. Kone. Liam Miller. Tadic backpedaling. Getting the better of him. The changeover of possession. See Demirovic coming the other way. And almost started through perfectly by Basic. Transition vital for both these two football clubs. Sergei Barbarez's side leads thanks to that Lukic header. I want some more though. One goal cushion is always nerve-wracking to sit on. Estakio. Can look to play with slow build-up of possession here. I'm surprised you're awake this morning, Nathan. You've done well, my friend. Mirovanovic looks like he was bundled over there. Seems to be an unhappy customer right now as we tick into the 31st minute of action. Miller. Let's get the other side of Dedic, but Dedic won the ball back and didn't have time to set the ball up to the back post. Ball in again, not dealt with. Buchanan was down the back post as well as Jonathan David for Oluwase. The Villarreal link up in the final third for Canada. Oluwase. Oh. A really, really rash finish from him. Wow. Do the hard work, body work to hold off Mirovanovic. And he's gone with the laces in the end. He could have side-footed it and placed that into the far corner, I thought. Well, he sort of has tried to side-foot. I don't know what he's done there. He got mixed between the laces and side-footing, and then it's high and wide. It's a rash finish from Oluwase, leading the line today. Mirovanovic just gets rid there. Another throw for Canada. As we approach well and truly into the final quarter of an hour in this first half. That corner kick, the only corner kick they've had for Bosnia Herzegovina, put in the back of the net by Jovo Lukic. Kolasinac and Buchanan going toe-to-toe. Clearance away. Set Alistair Johnson here. He's going to launch this one in for a long throw. And boys have gone deep. Lukic, the goal scorer, in the way. So another corner kick for Canada. They have perpetually gone short. This is finally a chance to get a ball in amongst some of the bigger lads in there. Cornelius for Giroud. It is for Giroud. Hook clearance. Time for Memic to go the other way. And Larea in the way. Stop that counter attack. Looked always so dangerous. Great closing speed from the left back. He's put a good shift in so far. Keeping quiet. Bajak Tedovic, 21-year-old, as I said, quite clearly the youngest player in the starting 11 for Bosnia Herzegovina. Such a talent as well. So the good so far on this one for his side. Obviously he won that corner that led to the goal. Currently applying his trade in PSV. 7 goals and 4 assists this campaign gone past for him. Tehirovic's long ball. And Cornelius came flying in for the header. Demirovic has had to do a lot of hard yards in the early moments here. Not much to feed off. As Kolasinac gets the countdown. It's a poor giveaway. Like Tehirovic is in the way to prevent transition. And there he is, the Wrexham owner and notable Canadian, Ryan Reynolds. Failed to get promotion this season. Wrexham falling just short of the playoffs. But now I think this year is their year to fight for promotion to the top flight. What a story that's been. Hollywood story for the Hollywood owners. Giroud. Cornelius. Miller keeps it in play just. Kone, great take. And well done. Let's get past 2 or 3. And then gives it away. Bajak Tedovic there. Taking the ball away. And in the end, Jonathan David getting a toe in to put it out of play. Throw in for Bosnia. On the halfway line. Tehirovic and David battling. Estekio. It's Johnson run clear. Gets the return ball. Dangerous diagonal looking for Miller at the back stick. Bajak Tedovic. Great challenge in from Ismail Kone. That's what he does. Wins duels, wins the ball back, and dictates on it. Miller. Down his left-hand side. Past Bajak Tedovic. The cross stood up. But took a nick and out of play. Canada corner. Another one. The pressure insurmountable here. It's like an avalanche. It just keeps coming, this Canadian side. And right now, Bosnia can't get out. It's the Kyo. Oh. I will say again, going close. That bicycle attempt came off Kolasinac. It's going to be another Canadian corner. Oh, can't be handball there. Nothing in that. He's about half a yard away. Vasil's going to be busy here. Another outswinging ball. Cornelius rising. Dedic gets it away. Kone cleans that up. He goes back to the keeper. Kept out. Last moments since the goal, to be honest, has all gone the way of Canada. Since they've conceded, they've responded well, but they need a goal, you think, going into halftime. They want to make the most of this momentum. Buchanan skipping away to the right-hand side and winning another corner for this Canadian side. Attack after attack after attack. It's a Jesse Marsh way. Unmistakably Canadian now. Estikio again. Cornelius to target again. Didn't get good enough contact. Liam Miller chopping on his right foot. Standing the ball up. Goal scorer Lukic gets that away. Kone. Another ball in, deflected behind. Another corner kick. He looked their most dangerous player when on the football. Ismail Kone attacking this red wall. Behind the goal here. Short, low route again. Buchanan. Back to Estakio. Kone. To fizz it into Jonathan David. Flicked header. Mudametovic gets rid. Oh, poor touch from Jonathan David. The ball fell his way, but the touch got away from him. Chance goes missing again for Canada. Another perfect start the things in the Italian top flight, but we know there's talent there. Dimitrovic battling away. Bajakerovic, oh, fantastic sliding challenge to keep possession for Bosnia. Yeah, the youngest player on the field. Fougerolles doing more defensively for Canada. Ladea. Bajakerovic there with him. And Fougerolles fouled. Young 20-year-old at the heart of the Canadian defence. Big job for him. There is the big Edin Dzeko. I'm sure he'll come on at half-time, despite the scoreline. You can't afford to go without the great man for large periods. Yes, he's the third oldest at this World Cup finals, only trailing Luka Modric and Cristiano Ronaldo, but he is an absolute natural goal scorer, as you've seen by Schalke in the second division of the Bundesliga this campaign. Was their man up top to be the point of difference. Estakio, that's loose. Mudametovic winning that ball and trying to play long, and Alistair Johnson bundled over in the end by Memic. So then we approach the half-time interval. Bosnia have continued their great run of form. They've continued their great defensive solidity. Yes, they've conceded corner kicks, but they haven't conceded many chances required Vasil to make any major saves. The only one of note was that sort of simple save of Jonathan David scuff his effort on goal. That's the only attempt Canada have had on the Bosnian and Herzegovinian goal. But for Bosnia, they had a few chances in a cluster around that 20-odd minute mark, and they made the most of it. and capitalise from that corner kick. But Canada have had multiple corner kicks and done nothing really with them. Bosnia have had one, and they've converted it. 8 corner kicks now. They count for Canada. That's a dangerous ball for Memic. Alistair Johnson in to make the strong challenge. Dangerous in transition. This Bosnia Herzegovinian side. Look at those Bosnian fans. They're probably overjoyed up there in the gods behind this goal. Knasnac will launch this long. Oh, wow. That's rogue from Tahirovic. Cornelius. Oh, he's cleaned out there by Demirovic. Be lucky to escape a yellow card, I think, for that challenge. Yeah, I think he's going to get a yellow card for that. He came late and just wiped him out. He knows it. No arguments there from the Stuttgart centre forward. He potentially might be able to make way for Edin Dzeko in the second half, considering Lukic has scored the goal for Bosnia. Great hold-up play by Lukic. And Tahirovic has been in the thick of it in midfield for Bosnia and Herzegovina. Johnson's ball loose. Oh, what a ping. Been given 4 minutes of stoppage time to be played here in this first half. And it's still 1 to the good for Bosnia and Herzegovina. It is still that Jovo Lukic header. There's the point of difference between these two sides. Demirovic. Lukic now. Had a second here in stoppage time. You think it might be curtains for Canada. As Takio can get rid. Another yellow card there. This time to Jovo Lukic. So both centre forwards on a booking, joining Alistair Johnson, the fullback for Canada, on a yellow card as well. Canada would like 1 or 2 more attacks here before half-time. What a chance to go in with parity. Oh, Silky from Basic. Kolasinac to Tahirovic in midfield. Turns and took the wrong club. Absolutely overhit that one. Looking for Memic. Cornelius. Onto Ismail Kone. Final 2 minutes here of stoppages in this first half. Buchanan. Loose touch and challenge flying in by Tahirovic. Should be a Canadian throw right next to the corner flag. That's one hell of a challenge for the central midfield player. He really has thrown his weight around today. Long throw time for Alistair Johnston. Good distance. As the 6-yard box. Repelled. Not quite yet fully dealt with. Johnston! Oh. And Kolasinac in the way. And celebrates like he scored a goal for that block. The Atalanta man telling his side just to stay focused. 1 more minute to go. The first half stoppages. Canada's 9th corner. Can they do something different with this one? Estaquillo. It was Cornelius again. Fails to get over the header. And that should be that for the first half action. Well, a big chance goes to waste. Another great piece of hold-up play from Lukic. And that is the half-time whistle. So the story is Bosnia and Herzegovina take the lead into half-time. It's the man that no one expected to start, Jovo Lukic, in place of Edin Dzeko, popped up to head home just prior to the half-hour mark. It was on the 21st minute which he scored. Bosnia have had little to nothing going forward. Canada have had all the forward running, but in the end, the more clinical side takes the lead into the interval. It's Bosnia 1, it's Canada 0. Have a short half-time interval break, and we'll be back for second half action very, very soon. All right, and it's back for second half action. A few seconds away now. I was in readiness, waiting for the referee. So we're underway. Second half action, Bosnia to get us kicked off. They're in their change white strip from right to left. Canada in their home red strip from left to right. The Toronto Stadium was up for it early. Oh, flying effort from Demirovic from the start. But unable to make the most of that momentum and the fan build up in the early moments. As we currently stand, Bosnia are set for another impressive upset result. And you know what? I'm surprised that they came in as underdogs in this one here. They're a fantastic side. The field of a lot of talent and fighting spirit. Beat Wales, beat Italy in the UEFA playoffs to get here. Canada, obviously the host nation, didn't have to bother with qualifying, but they've only had one loss in their past 13 matches in the lead up to this World Cup. Both teams unbeaten in the last 8 games, so two informed sides, two sides that have high expectations for this group here. Crap on the ball. Two sides that I think showed what they're all about in the first half. I think Canada truly did show what they're all about. High intensity, high tempo football, attack after attack, but just lacking a clinical edge. That's what we saw in the first half. 10 corners, multiple shots, but nothing of real danger for Vasil in goal. They're missing a big number 9, like what Bosnia have. I'll always say, great turn, beautiful feet. Oh, Vasil, much better from Canada. I'll always say, showed his talent there, wow. Beautiful piece of individual skill. Vasil had his hand there to palm it out of danger. Buchanan's long throw. That was initially at the near post. Flicked on further. Right. Bajak Tedovic. Great strength in there. In midfield in Estacio. Bundled off it. Johnston. Quick throw again. Buchanan. Ball whipped in and dealt with by Mirovic. Here's the goal scorer, Lukic. Beautiful header goal in the 21st minute to give Bosnia Herzegovina the lead. 1-0 though is an awkward margin. Never comfortable, so they have to be on it. And looks like Canada are on it to start this second half. And that's a coming together. Vlasic got out, and I think he won the ball. And Oluwase is also down. We're going to have a look at this, surely, because it's definitely a coming together. Is it a high foot for Oluwase? Is it head contact for Vlasic? So Vasil. Who got the ball first? That is the question. From the reaction of Oluwase, it seems that he was second to it. He's on. No, he's offside, so nothing would have mattered. No, he got the ball first, Vasil. Fantastic keeping. He did collect the head of Oluwase in the follow-through. He's on the edge of his own area. He's coming a long way. The St. Pauli goalkeeper. This is Oluwase in the build-up for the last attack. Great footwork to turn away from Katic, the defender. The Canadian fans don't like it, but their man was second to the ball. Lukic rising, winning that first aerial duel. Battling away for the second ball. Miller. Oh, great touch to get away from the defender. Oluwase sent through, but too much on it. And Vasil can come out and collect. Canada have started the second half like a house on fire. The halftime team talk from Jesse Marsh, obviously, is going to reap some rewards because they've come out the much better side. That's a foul by Demirovic. And Fougerolles. Looks like a team that has been told if you don't score in the next 10 minutes, 5 you're going to get subbed. That's sort of what it feels like. They're playing with a bit of desperation here, and I like it. Dedic doing well here to hold off Liam Miller. But put it out of play for the Canadian throw. David, great hold-up play. Miller. Estacio. Cornelius. It's a dangerous ball from the centre half, but Vasil cleanly catch that and send a long ball. Fougerolles does well to deal with that. Buchanan chance to turn. And Kolasinac had to get that inch perfect, and he did. Fantastic challenge by him. Buchanan. And he's ushered behind by Kolasinac, the skipper for this one. So still no Alfonso Davies, still no Edin Dzeko. No substitutions at the half-time interval. Expect subs probably in the next 8 or so minutes as we approach the hour mark. Cornelius doesn't want to win that. Another careless challenge in midfield. It's done by Basic, handing possession back to the Canadians. Argentinian ref, I think, has done very well on this one. They stick around the corner. Here's Miller. Chance for him to stand one in, up into the box. Kone. Estaquillo. Is this the moment? Oh! Oh! What a clearance of the line by Kolasinac. It was a certain goal. Oh. Outrageous. From Kolasinac. And the coolest and calmest of actions. It was in on goal. He put it up onto the crossbar. It was in. The outstretched right foot from Kolasinac sends that ball flying off the crossbar and not over the line. Heroic from the skipper for Bosnia and Herzegovina. And is that their moment? Going to warnings for Canada. And is that the warning strike that Bosnia need to wake up in this second half? Because they've been second to it. Medvedevic wins that ball. Oh, and the deflected header falls away of Demirovic. Oh, what a save by the keeper. Wow. And this game has just come alive here. Chances at both ends within 60 seconds. Medvedevic's ball, not dealt with by Cornelius. He puts it into the path of Demirovic. First touch is poor. It's heavy. It invites the keeper into it. He gets a foot onto it at the end. Crepel. Wow. The first half was decent. This second half is outrageous. It's very reminiscent of what we saw from the second game last night between Czechia and South Korea, where the second half just came to life. Corner dealt with that Crepel. Kone away with it. We're going end to end here. Jonathan David looked for Miller, who momentarily was on the right-hand side, but unable to find him. Vasil's clearance, not good enough. That's the kill. Miller is on the right now. Right-footed ball. Well overhit. Not quite comfortable there. Take a breath, everyone. What a start to the second half. End to end. How neither side has scored in the second half, I don't know. Demirovic sent through one-on-one. And I think it was all I say. Another chance here. David's cross partially blocked by Katic, and that was enough to send it in the path of his goalkeeper. But that goal line clearance from Kolasinac is one of the best I've seen. That was mental. The shot was struck very powerfully. He was able to get back and extend the right foot and send it not up and into the net, up and off the crossbar and off the line. What a moment for the skipper. He's able to take this throw now. And Kolasinac's taking too long for the throw. Taking too long to take that one, so Canadian throw. And the bench is keen to let the referee know all about that. Got the count again. I like the new rule, the throw-in rule. Speeds this World Cup up. Will it stay in domestic football? I don't know, but it's really good for a knockout, an international tournament like this. Keeps the game moving. Keeps teams wanting to play. And as such, we haven't really seen large amounts of stoppages being added on at this tournament so far. 4 minutes for both the games that we've watched in the first half. We had a 7-minute addition yesterday for the red cards. Here's Bosnia with the floated in ball. Katic wins the initial header. Lukic the follow-up. Kolasinac just lobs that ball in towards the back post. Crepo came, but that was far from convincing. He put it behind for a corner kick. Bosnia's second corner produced a goal in the first half, 21 minutes into the game. Can they produce a second goal in the 59th minute? Another in-swinger. Muratovic. Oh. Headed it wide. Wow. Nearly again. The sheer amount of corners that Canada have had, and probably the two best corners of the game, have gone the way of Bosnia. Canada have got three ready to go. Ali Ahmed, one of them. Excited to see him take the field of play. The Norwich winger. Titovic around the corner. Basic's ball broken up by Cornelius, and Miller can come the other way and feed him Estaquil. Here's Malcone. Canada 30 yards out from their goal. Miller. Looked for the underlapping run of Larea. Unable to find him. A throw one by Bajaketovic. And Evan Fougerolles out of the reach of Cornelius. And now a triple substitution for Canada. Jonathan David making way for Promise David. Need Miller to make way as well. And Tayon Buchanan allowing Ali Ahmed on the pitch as well. And Basic off for Gigovic in midfield for Bosnia Herzegovina. And then Jovo Lukic off and Samad Bazar. So no Dzeko yet. And referee's called back for a foul there in the build-up. A Canada free kick. Bajaketovic deeming to have found Larea. Just a follow through, isn't it? Bacic didn't really have the best game, I thought, of midfield, so Gigovic on in his place, and Bajar, the number 9, to come on up top. Lukic did his job, scored the goal that separates the two sides now as we approach the last half an hour of this match at the start of Group B. And open it for the host nation, Canada. As it currently stands, now we'll go. It's a foul. It's a loose elbow. Margirovic. On Giric, sorry. That's where the foul's coming from, Promise David. Great feet from Oluwase. Big challenge. Look at Dajovic getting up and about. Big fist to the substitutes. Ali Ahmed. Look at the talent go. Ahmed. David! Oh. Trying to turn away from trouble. I'm going to get the strike away though. Ahmed's going to change this game. You know it to be true. He's got talent. Don't know why he didn't start. It's Murahenovic now. Fans finding their voice here. Ball forward and found Ali Ahmed. That's Takir, back to Ahmed. Now with Cornelius. Canada continuing to do a lot of the forward pushing. And Bosnia doing a lot of the rear guard defending. They've been robust and tough to beat. Proper 4-4-2 structure. No gaps in between the lines. It's been very well done. Sladea. It's the kill! Flew just wide of the mark. Well set up there, edge of the area. Had time to take a touch and get that ball on his right foot, but found to get the right direction or curl on that ball there. Saw it travel literally wide of the mark. Demirovic keeps it in play well. Loose ball, that'll be one. Once again, great hold-up play from Demirovic under all sorts of pressure. And Memic's ball around the corner, unable to find a target. Long ball searching. Finding the target. Ball whipped in. Is that the chance? Oh, another headed clearance off the line. Oh. That was another effort on goal that seemed destined by the back of the net. Badzal with the challenge there, but Bosnia living with cats' lives here, 9 lives. Oh. Who was it this time? It looked like Katic. Ali Ahmed now. Bosnia 2 goal line clearances in his second half. Estacio. Ahmed. Ooh, just over hit that one. Canada pushing. Search for their first ever World Cup finals point. He's Katic off the line. Oluwase denied again. We all know if you don't take your chances, it can happen at the other end. And that's what's going to happen here. Bosnia go forward. Numbers are up there with him. But Kedovic running out of space. Kolasinac. Kedovic at the back post, but unable to put that header on target. Kone. Nestakio. He's got 5 runners ahead of him. It's 5-on-5. Little power play here for Canada. Pass broken up. Kolasinac deeming to have fouled. Although I say he's been in the thick of everything in this second half. Right now, Canada are first to the loose balls. They're winning the duels. They're winning the 50-50s. That goes a long way to you finding an equaliser. The fans are finding their voice here. Great atmosphere here in Toronto Stadium. Kolasinac thrown to the ground by Fujarolas. That is time for the drinks break. As we tick into the 69th minute here. Absolutely mental start to the second half here. Chances are plenty for Canada. Not much to speak of for Bosnia Herzegovina. Outside of that, Demirovic one-on-one chance on the counter. They have a 36% possession. This possession is well and truly in the favour of the Canadians. They've had their 2 big chances. 2 goal line clearances now for Bosnia Herzegovina in the second half. 10 shots, 9 corner kicks. And they've almost doubled the passes of the Bosnian Herzegovinian side. So as the final third entry, 17 more in favour of the host side. They're winning more duels in the ground, losing far more in the air, and more successful in terms of their dribbling as well. The game's in the balance. It's there for the taking for either of these two sides. It's going to open up. It's how solid Bosnia can be. It's how clinical Canada can be. That will prove to be the main point of difference as this game grows deeper. It's my chance to hydrate at the hydration break as well. A lot to be excited about, though, I guess, for both these two fans, these two nations. There's talent aplenty on the pitch. And Bosnia have shown signs once again of how great they can be, robust they can be defensively. Canada have shown signs going forward. They just need to be a little bit more clinical in the final third if they want to cause problems for the opposition. Sanjay Barbadez, though, has made one of the most formidable defences it feels like in world football right now. They just seem to be impossible to break down. As we've seen today, 2 goal line clearances, a great rear guard throughout. They've not been swayed by the football that Canada have played. They have stayed strong and solid throughout. And they're on their way to a fabulous start to this group. As the sprinklers come back down. And the players refreshed for the final 20 minutes of regulation plus some stoppages here in this matchup. Vasilgas back underway. Bosnia have 3 substitutions to go. Canada have 2. Canada chasing the game. They've been better second half. But this Bosnia backline, as you can ask Italy, as you can ask Wales, is so hard to break down. But Canada, the hosts, in front of this sold-out Toronto crowd, will want to get off to a better start than they have in previous tournaments. They've yet to win at a World Cup finals. Yet to pick up a point at a World Cup finals. No better chance than right here at home to go and do so. Dangerous and Fujarola at the back. Mujametovic His ball long, flicked on by the centre forward. That ball somehow stayed in play. Tahirovic can take away. Memic. One there by Lalea. Havelberg's back heel. Excited the crowd, but then Kane fouling. Badzar brought down. Great work from Ali Ahmed to keep that ball alive after winning the ball back. So 2 more substitutions now for Bosnia Herzegovina. Ivan Sunjic and Alabagevic. So the centre half on. And a wide man. Quarter of an hour to play. 1-0 in favour of the Bosnians. Nice ball. Picked up by Dedic and sent forward. Badzar the target. Schaffelberg now. Quick turn of speed from him. Tahirovic in the way again, as he has been all day long, it feels like. Kolasinac. Here's again Kolasinac. Alabegovic back to Muranovic. Kijovic with a strong run. Sunjic back with Muranovic. Kolasinac runs into Ali Ahmed. Important moments here for Bosnia, taking the sting out the game, keeping possession, keeping Canada chasing. Landing on a say off. There's a foul. Johnston flying in for that challenge and coming off worse of the two. Great turn from Ahmed again. Little Travella pass. Oh. And Larian almost shut off the bench and involved. Vasil off his line again and collecting quite comfortably. Pass out of play. And Johnson's gained about 5 yards there. Cornelius. Canada still searching. Clawing to find parity in this one. Kone. A good first half has been bypassed in the second half due to the way that Canada have attacked using the wide spaces. Schaffelberg. The rear guard of Bosnia has stayed strong throughout. They are deeper and deeper. Seconds go on here. Kone cutting inside. The layoff is good. Let in! He's through the back of the net! Canada equalise! And there's Canadian mayhem here in Toronto. And Larin in front of the home fans makes a stick. And this place explodes. The super sub. He just came on. And what a take. And what a finish. And Carl Larin. Bosnia were deeper and deeper and deeper. And then some individual brilliance here. The link-up of Promise David and Carl Larin. Too much for Bosnia to stop. What a first touch and turn. And then the finish. It is stunning. A piece of art. Give him the brush. And he'll paint a masterpiece. Carl Larin. Jesse Masters' saviour. Canada's saviour, potentially. Is this a springboard now for one of the great comebacks in World Cup history? Can they do it? Bosnia worked so hard. So hard to stay in front. But maybe now have the floodgates open for Canada. This could be their moment. This could be the turning point. You feel for those Bosnian fans having put through it in the second half. Lukic in the 21st minute. Larin in the 79th minute. This place is bouncing. It just feels like Canada's the one chasing this one. And Bosnia the one holding on. Long ball. David and Larin both there. David. Goal kick. Wow. Look at the interplay here. Kone into David. And then the flick. Inch perfect. To find Carl Larin. And that finish there. So beautiful. Oh, it takes a nick. Takes a nick. That's why it sort of had that curl on it. Schaffelberg. Got to keep that one in play. We've got 9 minutes here, plus stoppages for Bosnia to hold on, or Canada to switch this game on its head, to give these fans that have come here today to Toronto more to celebrate. Ball one back. Cornelius. Schaffelberg's dink ball over the top. Unable to find anyone in a red jersey. Dedic can't keep it from going out of play. And Bosnia can come away now. And hitting the break. Long crossfield pass. Johnston got back there. And then got rid of it. Up the pitch they go. Larin. Ahmed. And Laddie can go chase. And Vasilov, his line, he can usher that behind for a goal kick. The flags are out. The chants are out. And the noise is loud. Say Kolasinac has gone down. Done a lot of hard yards today. Cramp, a strain, hopefully not. They're going to need him in this tournament. Burnage ready to go. It's found life here. It's Toronto Stadium. Bosnia holding on for dear life. Canada chasing. It's a classic finale to this one. It's been great throughout, to be honest. To the lesser nations. But to a full fighting spirit. So Burnage on for Kolasinac. Burnage's throw. Finding no one in particular. Badza. It's out of play. It'll be a corner kick. So Bosnia's chance now, out of nowhere, to cause some danger going forward. Kolasinac still in some discomfort. He's in everything in his might today to get his side over the line. But they're now currently level. Can they find a miraculous way back in front of this game? Ball in. Hopefully dealt with. Bosnia still have a chance. And can they come away with it? That's the Keo. Schaffelberg chasing. Put behind. And out of play for a Canada throw on the halfway line. Ladea. His throw. And they've had a play. It'll be a Bosnia throw deep in their own half. That's going to go out for a corner, isn't it? Oh, well done. In the end by Katic. To keep that from going out of play for a corner kick. Schaffelberg is not going to throw this one. It'll be Johnston. So he'll launch a long throw in. Canada will cram the box of numbers. Hope to fight for the first and second balls. A deep one from Johnston. Dealt with though from Bosnia. Unless the Johnson again. Right-footed ball whipped in. Repelled once again by the Bosnian back line. They can get out now. Has a chance with Demirovic on the break. We've seen this already in this half. Demirovic. They are with him every step of the way. And killing that counter-attack. For Bosnia, it's about keeping possession right now. Gigovic. Demirovic. Promised David fouled. Crowd are responding right now. I feel like they find a goal here. This place might explode. I'll take the metaphorical roof off the building. Ladea. Kone. Been in the heart of everything today for Canada. Ahmed. Ahmed again. Kone. Mr. Keogh. The return ball for Ahmed, just out of his reach and dealt with by Mudahenovic. So Canada free kick on the halfway line as we tick into the 89th minute. Every fan off their chair, off their seat, standing, urging their side forward. Bosnian fans, head in hands, praying to the football gods now. They're holding on for dear life. Sunjic. Bosnia, can they get out? Demirovic. Sunjic again. They can't get out though. Ahmed. Fouled. Sunjic, the player to do so. Bosnia holding on well so far. After conceding that goal, that could have easily collapsed and fallen apart. They've stayed in it. 12 attempts for Canada, 7 to Bosnia. 4 on target for the Canadians, 3 on target for the Bosnian and Herzegovinians. And Stakio, his free kick. Giving room was a 6 minutes of stoppage time to come. Ball floated in quite cleanly and comfortably caught by Vasil. It's going to be 6 minutes added on. The end of this one here. So half a dozen more to come. Chance there for either of these two sides to go and win it now. Sunjic. Padzan keeps the ball in play. Figueroa done very, very well there to win that throw for his side. So the final substitution of the match. Stakio off. Osorio on to replace the skipper, Stakio. Cornell lose touch. Here come Bosnia now. Just gone to ground there. Labadovic. Mudahenovic going down, hunting his face. Just a coming together between Promise David and Tadic Mudahenovic. There's much in that. But the referee saw it otherwise. So then a third of the way through this matchup. Crossfield ping. Headed back into a dangerous area. Not dealt with by the Canadians. Mudahenovic in there. And that in. The goal scorer turning away from trouble. And absolutely clawed to the ground. Mike Katic. He went to go shake the referee's hand after bringing him down. He was not letting Carl Larin turn. That long ball gone out of play. Be a Bosnia goal kick. Jesse Marsh continuing to proud the touchline. He believes their side can push from this position and find a win in the last 2 minutes of stoppages. Sunjic, Demirovic, Padzar, Kone now. Still fighting in there. Padzar, that's a poor giveaway. Gigovic couldn't get away from the challenge. Canada can come the other way now. Maria. Down to the feet of Ismail Kone. 2 minutes of stoppage as they come. Osadio. Dribbling into the space. Bosnia sitting deeper, deeper, and deeper. Ali Ahmed. It's a floater towards the back post. A great catch from Vasil. He's had a really good game in goal. And that might have been Canada's last chance to attack. Minute 30 to go. Bigger rolls. Ali Ahmed, again, seems to be the man they go to. Just over 60 seconds to go on this one. Can Canada keep pushing? Can they find a little bit of quality here in the final moments to get the better of this tiring Bosnia Herzegovinian defense? Schaffelberg. Ladea. Keeps his feet. Is it the chance? Oh. And Mudahenovic making a last-ditch challenge. And a huge block in the box. More Bosnian heroics later on. It's kitchen sink time now for Canada. Ali Ahmed trying to take the game on again. And that's a poor return ball. That might see us the end of this game here. And that was it for Carl Larin. And Mudahenovic was in the way. That brings this one to an end. Nothing to separate Bosnia and Herzegovina and Canada. The host side picking up their first ever points at the FIFA World Cup finals. Bosnia were holding on for dear life. They scored first in this one. Jovo Lukic in the 21st minute, heading home. The second action from a corner kick in the first half. And then Carl Larin off the bench, almost instantly scoring. A fantastic finish with a link up with Promise David. And that's how it's finished. One apiece between these two sides. A great turnout there in Toronto. It'll be disappointment on one camp for Canada. They couldn't pick up all 3 points, but a positive they were to find a way back into this game and find the back of the net. It looked like they would never be able to find the back of the net. 2 goal line clearances from Bosnia. A goal-saving block right at the end as well. They were so good defensively. In the end, nothing to separate these two sides. One apiece from this Group B opener. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you tomorrow for another live stream. A double header coming tomorrow. Cannot wait for that.